7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
All power to the people. It's the Bruh Listen Podcast, the black podcast focusing on social political issues and how they affect our community. With your hosts, Bria Ward, Cedric Lawrence, Matt Smiley, and Anthony Rogers. Bruh Listen. Bruh Nation, back at it like an asthmatic. I said that hip-hop because in the pre-production meeting, my co-host was trying to tell me that J. Cole was the best rapper of all time, and he not. He trash. Oh, I'm slandering y'all? I don't like y'all faces. I'm slandering.
I ain't say that.
I don't think anybody said the best of all
We
time.
ain't say the best of all time now.
Slandering y'all? Well, Bruh Nation, we appreciate you being back with us for episode 9, coming at you live from the 685 studios. We're going to get into this real special. But first, I'm going to let our newest co-host introduce himself. He taking Tank's spot. Shout out to Tank and Kendra. They on their anniversary, living it up in the O. So we hope y'all enjoy what y'all doing and doing y'all thing or whatever. But Marcus, go ahead and introduce yourself, baby boy.
Yeah, I'm not as crazy or as outgoing as Tank, so it's gonna be a little tamed down.
Tank,
sadly.
I know you probably watching. The nigga said
watching.
he's not as crazy as you.
Yeah.
So I feel like, I don't know if that's an insult or a compliment.
It's a compliment. It's a compliment. If he watching right now, it's definitely a compliment.
So, for sure. So, Marcus going to fill in for Tank. We appreciate him or whatever on this episode as we talk about a few things that I thought we knew what we was going to talk about, but apparently niggas don't care about what I wanted to talk about, so we ain't talking about that
Definitely
stuff.
can.
Be that way sometimes.
It'd be like Uncle Matt said, it'd be like that sometime. And also, we want to, before we get started, we want to give a quick shout out to the graduation of Bria, PhD back again. All right, Bria with the PhD. Actually, I think she got a BA, but who cares? We proud of you, dog. She back after weeks and weeks of getting degrees up in Antarctica or whatever HBCU she went to. So that's what's up. But we're going to jump into it. This week, a whole bunch of stuff happened. You had the Waffle, Coretta Scott King's daughter called for the boycott of Waffle House because, they had another incident where a dude in his prom clothes outside the Waffle House had got tackled by the police. And then, y'all remember from episode 7 where Tank had mentioned about the Waffle House had the police come and beat up the lady or whatever. And they said it was okay. And then we had Bob Marley granddaughter. So we got granddaughters galore. Was at an Airbnb. And she got kicked out. Well, she didn't get kicked out. I'm sorry. She left, and the police was called on her because the white people said that it was some strange black people in this house because they don't understand. And then the police said, we don't understand how an Airbnb worked. So that was super interesting or whatever. So
It's embarrassing.
yeah. Oh yeah, I was getting to that next, Bud. We got intern Bud back. Shout out to intern Bud being back. The police got called on the dude at Yale for sleeping in the common area of the dorm
That was
room.
a girl. It was a girl.
A black girl. That's
Yeah.
even worse. Well, it's trash or whatever. And
She
then
was angry though.
and then we had the This Is America video, which was real hot on the internet.
And shouts out to Donald Glover for that.
Yeah, shout out to Donald Glover for that. That was a good video. And a lot of images and messages in that. We know that y'all digged it. I digged it. So it was a lot of black stuff going on. I'm gonna start though with this Donald Glover thing because that piggybacks into what we are actually was decided to talk about today. We're gonna probably get to some of the other stuff now because I don't think we're gonna talk about everything we talk about. But the This Is America video, I got in a social media argument this week with a dude because he was telling me that Donald Glover ain't woke because he dating a white woman
Which
or
is
he married to a
completely
white
ridiculous.
woman.
Which is
So,
completely ridiculous.
Mark is already saying it's completely ridiculous. I also agree that it's ridiculous. Mark, go ahead and tell us why you think it's ridiculous, bro.
Because it has nothing to do with who he's in a relationship with or who he chooses to love. That doesn't make any sense. Or that doesn't reflect how he feels against his people with him being with someone who's not like him.
Well, what this brother said to me was that if you abandon the black woman, then you turn your back on the black man and black people as a whole. And it was a lot of people that liked the comment. There was like 37 likes on a comment that they was right. And his post was about Donald Glover like loving white women and how that's flawed. And yeah, a whole bunch of people liked the post, and a whole bunch of people commented and was like, yeah, man, I can't believe that they be going on these white women and dating these white women and all that stuff like that. So definitely, there's a few people who think it's an issue. Matt, you say you don't think it's a big issue. You fill me in, bro.
I just don't encounter it. People I know that are in mixed relationships or have mixed kids, it's not something that I notice. Right? Like, nobody's pulling me to the side going, you ain't gonna believe that, is you? Ain't nobody worried about that. At least not within my sphere of influence.
It's because it's a small percentage of people.
How
Very
small are
small.
we talking?
Very small. By the way, I looked it up.
It would be impossible to know, I guess.
If you're
Right.
talking about white women and black men, it's less than 2% of African American marriages, 392,000 to be exact. So that's like nothing.
It's more pit bulls than that.
It is more. It's like nothing. My thing is, I just don't understand how they think that's going to be the downfall of black civilization and culture.
Look, they probably feel like at this point in time we need to be more together. So if you're not doing what everyone else is doing, you know what I mean? If you're with someone else, then it's taken away from that push to pull situation. You know, they want us to seem more like a tight knit group. And if you're not like that, then it's like, hey, you're messing up what we're trying to do by being with a.
But who they?
Yeah.
Which
The
is
people who
what they
hate.
say, your oppressor.
Yeah, the people
You know.
who hating, I guess. I don't know, because I don't get it. I don't know who they is either, because that's what Bruh said in the post. They want us to
Those
do this.
37 people that liked his comment, apparently, you know,
Who is they?
they are out
Like, I
there.
don't know. I don't know. Brie, what you think? You think a black man with a white woman is helping the oppressor?
I don't think it's an issue unless either the black man or African American woman starts to think like that person. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're a work person and you get married to a white woman and then all of a sudden you're not for your people anymore, you're contradicting yourself and you're no longer supporting the black community, then I think it's an issue. But as far as like you fall in love with who you fall in love with, it is what it is.
Absolutely.
I think it's stupid.
See, but I think when you just, like you said, when you start thinking about, like thinking like the oppressor, that make you a coon. A coon is a coon regardless of
And
who
that's
he
what
with.
but that's the thing with Donald Glover. He's married to the white woman, but he's not. He's still woke.
They say that make him a coon though. That's what Bruh told me.
Not to
him
mention-
and all the bumbadas,
Not to-
hotels.
Not to mention that it could open up that other person's eyes to what they may not be used to seeing. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if she wasn't originally with a black man, she may not be aware of some of the things that go on.
Right. But would we be looking crazy if Colin Kaepernick married a white woman, being raised by white people in like Wisconsin?
And he mixed.
and here's my thing with this: if it was really a thing to where you done married outside the race, we can't forgive that you're excommunicated from Wakanda, then why was everybody excited for OJ? Right? Because when white people get away with stuff, we're not out cheering in the streets. Ain't no rallies.
Because we really don't care.
You know, it's funny too.
We really don't care. We don't care.
You know, it's funny too because my homeboy Alonzo. Shout out to Alonzo. I was talking and hanging out with him this week, me and Matt, and Alonzo said something that was real profound and deep, or whatever, which was that black DNA is the strongest DNA, right? So we have dominant genes genetically. So why would you even be worried about mixing races and stuff when the baby come out is black? Because when a mixed baby come out, what we call it? Black.
I mean,
so who
Is
cares?
it the one drop rule?
Yeah,
Is that where the saying?
All you need
Is
is
that where
one
the
drop.
saying comes from?
Who T-shirt say the first biracial president?
It's true.
Tank somewhere rolling in his grave because he hate Obama.
Get back to your candles, bro. This ain't for you.
Marcus, that was the point when you as Tank was supposed to say, fuck Obama. That's your problem.
You missed your cue.
You missed your opportunity,
Next
my
time,
nigga.
next time.
Like, you missed your opportunity. But yeah, like, that's my thing. Like, okay, so it's just like I asked, bruh, and he ain't have no answers for it, clearly, because Hotep's trash. I said it, trash. But, so when the kids come out, do we abandon those children then?
But here's
Because they
the-
kids.
But here's the thing. You're talking about one dude, 37 dudes. That's not even a whole bus.
But I think it's deeper than just that one dude.
like I feel like who you're talking about is people's maybe 65-year-old grandma. And you know what? If I met a 65-year-old white man from North Dakota who's never seen an African American except on the screen, I imagine his takes will be a little hot.
Hot. Just a little.
But it's 37 of them. And they in North Dakota.
So Marcus, for everybody out there in Bruh Nation, introducing Marcus, he gonna probably be in and out hosting too, guest hosting all the time or whatever. Marcus is in an interracial relationship and also has a baby on the way or whatever. And so Marcus, your personal experience, I know we was just talking about this, but your personal experience, how much have you experienced of like hate or kickback because of y'all relationship?
None, but again, people aren't as vocal as they are if they're on the computer. You know what I'm saying? So who knows
y'all
that?
Soft, y'all ain't gonna say it to his face. Keyboard warrior, intern Bud just
Twitter
said.
fingers. So who's to say that they may see us out in public, not say anything to us right then, turn around and say, you know what, I don't agree with that.
Right.
They could be doing that, but we just won't know.
Yeah, they ain't gonna run up on you.
They won't tell me, but who's to say that they don't do that when they walk away? So they're out there. There's probably another 37 people that didn't like that post that saw it.
Right. Now, my question, maybe it's because you've only been in an interracial relationship for a few weeks. Is that, or are we talking about a longer amount of
years?
Because we live in southern Georgia, aka
Pretty much. Absolutely, pretty much.
Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Duval.
And I don't see it.
Yeah, if it won't happen in southern Georgia, we gotta go to
what,
Alabama for that to happen.
I think that's part of the whole the way Southern racism works. Now, we got a lot of podcast listeners all over the U.S. or whatever. So racism different for our listeners in Kansas and California than it is for us here in, like Matt said, Southern Georgia. That's part of the way the thing works. Like, our racism is like real silent racism. Like, you supposed to know better type racism. I'll give you a quick story, man. My first girlfriend ever was in 7th grade. That's how ugly I was. I didn't have a girlfriend until I was in 7th grade. I'm fine now, though. But like,
You telling me?
my first girlfriend ever, it was in 7th grade. Her name was Melinda Beskow or whatever. And she was a white girl,
Was she
clearly.
Jewish?
No, she was German, believe it or not. She
Oh,
sounded like
yeah.
she was Jewish.
Yes.
If she was Jewish, I would have stayed with her. That's where the money at. But I said it, Bria.
Lord.
Don't judge me. But I've always spoke like this my whole life or whatever, right? So I used to talk to her on the phone and stuff all the time, right? Talk to her mom and stuff like that. Her mom thought I was real, real cool or whatever. Then we went to the end of the year field trip and we took pictures when we went to Disney World or whatever. So she put my picture on her little mirror on the dresser or whatever at the house. And her mom saw it and was like, "Oh, who is that?" She was like, "Oh, that's Anthony." She was like, "Anthony? Like your boyfriend Anthony?" She was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Whoa." So then the next time I called, her mom was like, "Hey, Anthony, you're a nice kid and everything, but we just don't believe in that in this house." Now that's 2000. That's the year 2000, 99, 98, whenever I was in 7th grade.
20 years ago?
Now ain't no listen, I'm just saying, that lady ain't dead.
20 years
Her
ago.
daughter ain't dead. So their mentalities is still around.
I get what you're saying. And again, we're not saying that, I don't think he's saying that it doesn't exist. He's just saying that it is a small percentage of people that it exists with.
Bruh Nation, y'all let us know, man. Y'all can hit us up on bruhlistenpodcast@gmail.com, or y'all can go to the Facebook page and like it for once. And comment on the Facebook page and let us know how y'all feel. Do y'all think that interracial dating is something that's like frowned upon or looked upon in a negative light? Would y'all even date somebody from another race? We had that come up on the show or whatever, because I said I wouldn't date a white girl. Maria said she wouldn't date a white guy, and Matt was like, he's straight.
I tried it so I could knock it.
Yeah. I also just admitted I dated a white girl. It's not that I'm not attracted to white women. Hey, white women. But it's not that I'm not attracted to them. It's just that I'm not in a situation where, like, the last few times I've been around certain white women that I might be able to date, they just gave me a real negative vibe. They just not on the same shit I'm on.
So, and I think that speaks to the bigger picture that most people are like, it's not that they're against it. They don't really get it. It ain't for them. And that's why it's so small.
I get it. Alexa Bliss, if you want to holler at a nigga and you watching the pod, I will gladly date you, marry you, and have all your babies with you. So that's cool. But it's just, I just haven't ran into the type white woman to sweep me off my feet, partially because we in southern Georgia and white women are a certain way down here.
and being in a interracial relationship, I'm cool with that. If that's not something that, if you tried it and it just didn't work out for you, I'm okay with that. But what I'm not okay with is people saying that you shouldn't do it.
Yeah, that's stupid,
that's
though.
just that's why I'm like, whoa, that's
Uh-oh,
wrong,
Bria,
so.
what that face is?
Oh, hold on.
I just don't.
What?
But
Sorry. My fault.
What you say about
What you
woman?
say about my woman? What you gonna say though, Bria?
I don't think it's a big deal because I think people are putting too much emotion into it. As long as that person doesn't come in and change who you are and change your whole perspective, and you just start dissing the black community and saying black women is black, and as long as you don't let them do that, I don't think there's an issue with it, and I don't think it's that big of a thing. Just like Matt feels, I don't feel like it's that, and it shouldn't be if it is.
I was talking to somebody this week about this podcast and what we were going to do, and she said that she feels like black women aren't even the highest value women within black society. Like, so she feel like black men think that Latino women or Asian women or white women are more attractive than black women. What y'all think about that?
Which is bullshit because, like you said, the percentage of interracial relationships are so small. So
Very
that isn't,
small. So
yeah,
that's
that
not
isn't
accurate.
in a
that's
relationship, but you got to remember now, you talking about in a relationship, but do you think that black men overall, and I'm just asking y'all opinion, but do you think black men overall like value Latino women or other race women higher? Do you?
No.
No,
No?
I don't think
think
you.
so?
I don't think you get brownie
The results
points.
would show it.
Steph-
Yeah,
So
because
you saying
it would be
everybody-
higher.
Would show
So you
it.
saying everybody not Stephon Clark?
Everybody not Stephon Clark.
Everybody's not, and not only that. Why does Cardi B model her body, Nicki Minaj, after white women? Not so much. If that's what we think is attractive, I just don't see a lot of them.
I do agree that the body modeling recently has been black because they get the big fake booties and the big boobs and stuff like that. But it's still with the blue-eyed contacts and the blonde hair. Now, I'm not saying that's what we value. I'm just saying that's like one of those things that's like definitely a thing. I would say this, and I said this earlier. What's this here? Intern Bud just handed me a statistic or whatever. Non-black men apply the penalty to black women, while black men show little racial preference either way or whatever. So, okay,
Don't
this is a
nobody
study.
care?
Where did study from?
It's more of a
Basically, nobody
nonchalant
care.
thing.
Right.
So it's like all women prefer men of their own race. I agree with that. I believe that. But they otherwise penalize both Asian and black men to show. So they did a study basically asking people who they preferred, and women preferred their own race. Black women or women preferred their own race, but most of the men, especially black men, didn't care.
Right, because we're not interested either.
I would agree with that. I think men
It's
just
not a
want
problem, baby.
Men just want somebody who they ain't got a Bill Cosby. Like if you gonna consent to this, then we cool with it.
I don't know what that means.
What? Oh,
I don't
I mean
either.
rape.
don't
Yeah.
First of all, hold on. No, never mind. We ain't talking about Bill Cosby.
We can talk about Bill Cosby.
No, we can't.
What you want to
No,
say about
no.
Bill?
We can't.
Tricky Bill.
We ain't getting on that. Y'all
Rapey
gonna make me
Bill.
mad.
Pill Bill.
You didn't even see me drop that in your drink. Just then. You didn't see that.
You need to get you
Slipping
a
already.
white man,
Bill
baby.
Cosby.
Who gonna watch your drink while you trying to do your podcast?
Bill Cosby. I'm just saying. I would say this though, for all the brothers out there who feel like you should only date black women and you shouldn't date white women or any other race or whatever, cool, bruh. Show black women respect too, though. That's all I'm saying. So I feel like a lot of times, and I told this brother that or whatever, don't be a hypocrite, because a lot of dudes will turn around and be like, yeah, man, I can't believe you dating a white woman, but then I see you calling your woman all kinds of things and treating her all dirty or whatever. How about you big up the black woman first and then worry about somebody else's house before you jump in their house or whatever? Because I feel like I don't even care. Like, I really don't care who you date, bro. That ain't got nothing to do with
Don't
me.
matter.
It don't affect my life at all, bro. That is not helping me. It ain't my love life. I'm over here playing Fortnite or at home watching YouTube by myself. So why I care who you dating? But I don't understand why these cats do. Intern Bud look real sad because he know my struggle. You know my struggle. Y'all know who y'all is out there ain't giving me no play. Trash can, trash bags.
It sounds like a majority of non-black women.
Actually, believe it or not, Melinda was real nice to me.
The science
She
says.
can't help who her mom was. I also had a friend. I want to tell another story. I had a friend in 7th grade named Blake Wright, and we used to trade Nintendo 64 cartridges or whatever, right? And I'll get his and he'll get mine, and we'll just trade them back and forth, whatever. Cool. Then we took friendship pictures together. Me, him, and Stephen Belowski or whatever, right? Because I went to Twin Lakes. Shout out Twin Lakes.
Some of these
They met us.
foreigners.
Yeah, hey, look here.
What
They were-
school
Say
did
Trump. Crowded on memory lane.
I'm about to say, yeah, because they totally was American, Marcus. We just found out that
came out wrong.
Marcus is
It came out
a
wrong.
Trump vote.
Put on my red hat. Put on my red hat.
Immigration.
Yeah. But yeah, me and Blake Wright used to trade Nintendo cartridges until his parents found out I was a black kid, and then they was like, "You can't trade with him no more." And then he was like, "Why?" Mind you, we hadn't traded games 20 times or whatever, and gave him back every time. He was like, "Oh, he might not give it back.
He might not.
He might not." Shout out to Blake Wright. I know
he's
you're not
a
watching the
little
show,
kid.
but your mama racist.
He a little kid who ain't got these games.
He ain't got these games, right?
Right.
But-
so don't be sending them all
My
over
grandma
the-
worked hard to get me that 64, but
Before we change the subject on Donald Glover, since you're the only female here, I'm sorry, I hate to put you on blast like that, but would you date someone again? Because Donald Glover is not a very typical kind of guy. You know, he's not like me, you. You know, he's not like us three. He's a very weird individual, even with his appearance. Would you give Donald Glover a chance, or would you?
you talking
just
about
personal-
real though?
Get out of my pocket.
Nah, I don't think.
I mean,
would no, I think I'm not.
No,
That's
he's-
what he's saying. Nerd.
I mean,
nigga. You talking to Bria though? Bria gonna date a nerd. She a nerd.
Maybe not.
Would you?
I am a nerd.
But I'm saying, but would you date Donald
It
Glover?
just depends. I don't know.
Is he manly enough? Right. Do you know him?
I don't even. Yeah, I don't know him.
Okay, so
I
say
can't
you
give
know-
an
say
accurate
you
response
know
unless I
cat.
actually
Okay, so
know
don't
him.
say Donald Glover. Say you know a cat. You know him. He's a good guy or whatever. Yada yada yada. But he's a nerd. You dating him?
Why we?
You dating him or not? Because you a girl. We can't answer
Train
for that.
off the tracks. That's very misogynistic of you.
I can't answer.
I can't
Would I
answer
date a
it.
nerd guy? Because I don't date guys.
I'm not, you know.
Not that, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta add that disclaimer.
Not that anything's wrong with that, but I don't. So, would you date a nerd guy? So, I know what Marcus is trying to get at.
What I'm saying is that not very many, and I hate,
Say black women.
yeah,
just say it.
yeah, I hate to say that, but not very black women would give someone who looks and acts like Donald Glover a
Because
chance.
that's not what they know.
That's not what they're really looking
know what,
for.
though?
Maybe in our.
He's, I guess intelligent. Y'all call him a nerd, so he's intelligent. A lot of black women, you know, that could be intimidating.
I mean, even his
Mad as fuck over
even
here.
even no even his even his
don't-
appearance. You know, he doesn't really. He's not very well. I mean, he just looks different. You know
I
what
like
I mean?
that nigga.
But do all women want a bearded man or
and that's
a
the whole
dude that's
thing.
skinny? It's just
I was about to say that a
attraction.
dude is a dude. Like I don't really classify it as he a nerd, he this, he that. It's just
Well, I'm about to lose
If
a
his
lot of my
personality, though?
feminist followers here because I'm not gonna go on a rant, but I will say this. Okay, number one, Matt Wright. Every girl have a preference; they can like what they want to like. That's
Absolutely.
cool. I will also say, based on my experiences in life, and I think Marcus would back me up on this, and I think intern
I know
Bud
exactly
would
where
back
you're
me up
going
on
with
this. That niggas like us, nerd niggas, we don't get that type of play with women. Like women prefer the hard nigga. They just do.
Y'all not doing it right.
I mean, come on, Matt. Now, come on, Matt. Now.
But again, how many?
Wait a second, intern Bud, come over here real quick.
How
so
many-
they can hear you on the
Donald
podcast.
Glover can't walk into a club and talk to, you know, if he were to go to Pure or a nightclub and walk into the way he looks and say, "Hey, I want to buy your drink." They're gonna look at Donald Glover like, like
Intern
no.
Bud. Okay,
not what they used
that's-
to.
Intern Bud is a comic book classic sports nerd. Intern Bud, do you get play from the average woman? Period.
I don't get play from any women because I'm married to Kalina.
Now
Okay,
we're
but
talking.
hold that.
Now
That's a very good
you
generic
you a
answer.
fan full of love, nerd, brother. Right.
That ain't helping my podcast though. But seriously though, we just talked about this.
Nah, but real talk, what HB saying, I mean, yes, I've ran into women who just want, like, thug, dope dealer type guys before, but I have ran into women who just like me because I'm good looking.
what I'm saying.
Or athletic.
All right,
It's
intern Bud
preference.
gone because he
It's
said he good
preference.
looking.
That's not like a.
So who are the nerd women date?
It's a preference thing. That's not a question. That's not a good.
That's-
question.
that's too personal.
It
That's
may be,
too-
it
yeah,
may be a
that's way
preference
too-
thing, but in my opinion, I think women prefer the other.
If it is a preference thing, the percentage that Donald Glover fits in is very small. You know, I mean, versus you know the larger scale of men. Like
If
That's
nerds-
what makes you
if
super
nerds,
attractive.
Wait a minute.
So you're saying that a black woman would not have been attracted to him, so he could never have married a black woman? That's what
Yeah,
you're
see,
saying.
that's why I didn't want to fall into. But
I'm just saying, I'm just
something.
asking. You asked me. So I
Yeah,
asked
it's
you.
it's something along those lines.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Which is he probably found security in that white girl who probably liked him for his weirdness.
But
Wait,
wait,
around
though.
a bunch of white women.
Well, yeah, he went to NYU. But wait, though, I think that's where he met her at. Shout out to NYU. But wait, though, If nerds got so much play, then why is it that all across all media, nerds are shitted on?
But you had a
don't
girlfriend
get
in
no-
the 7th grade, nerd. You been pimping. I don't. You saying nerd, but when I hear nerd, I don't hear gym rat.
I don't even think it's
and-
Donald Glover as a
and
nerd.
Some women like, muscular guys. Some women like big dudes. Some women don't like short. Maybe you too short.
Okay, Jaleel White, who played Stephen Urkel on Family Matters or whatever, right? Pepper from Salt and Pepper came out this week. Shout out to intern Bud for sharing this with us. Or whatever. She came out this week and said that she wanted, like, Will Smith wanted to talk to her and date her back in the day or whatever, and she wouldn't give Will Smith time of day because he was too corny or whatever, right? And Jaleel White, also a nerd, that's why he got casted for that thing. He basically responded in the same way, saying that, like, yeah, it's cool for her to put this out there like that, to say that, but it still don't change what me and my dogs used to go through as nerds. Like, we don't get play like that. Like, we don't get that type of play. I would agree with that. Because here's my thing. When you bring up Jaleel White or any nerd like Screech and Saved by the Bell or whatever, nerds in media, regardless of black, anything, white, whatever, nerds in media are always portrayed as can't get the girl. So if that was not a true narrative, why would it constantly be portrayed over and over and over?
It's funny. People, media, Hollywood, entertainers, comics, right, they do make observations and say, oh, okay, we're going to cast this person as that person. But why aren't there any buff nerds?
There just ain't no buff nerds.
No,
Because they want to put the ultimate nerd. You gotta know when you see the visual.
I feel like ugly people who are considered unattractive generally don't date a lot. I feel like people with hygiene concerns don't date a lot. I feel like people can be too preachy. They can be too whatever. If you fall outside of what is generally attractive, your numbers gonna go down, and that's okay, nerd.
You know what? I don't know. I feel the type of way. I feel the type of way about the whole thing because I'm a nerd. But I will say this to my nerd brethren out there
You're
or whatever,
nerd,
or whatever. Yeah, and a
Test
nerd,
tube, baby.
But nerd. Wait a minute. Now, when you get older, the more settled down dude who's determined on a career and who want to work, then you start getting play. So yeah, you get play when you 30 years old, mid 20s, but when you young and you out there and you actually can do fun stuff or whatever, because you can't get that play. So
They absolutely get overlooked.
yeah,
Absolutely.
You gonna get it eventually.
Mark is young. Mark is when you out there at that age.
Donald Glover will be in a corner somewhere,
Yeah, come
not
on,
being
bro.
able to.
We ain't even about to play that.
Because you famous.
We said it wasn't. But like I said, to my nerd brethren or whatever, don't even. The problem is though, nerds. You know what? Find Matt right. Find what you can get, bro. Don't even worry. Don't even
I
worry
ain't say
about
that.
them. Don't even worry about them.
I ain't say that. Well, yeah, don't get too excited about people who don't want you.
I'll use
You
Urkel.
might not want them.
Right. I look at Urkel again though, like because you had Urkel and he wanted Laura because she was the fine girl, but Laura ain't giving no play. But Myra loved him or whatever, but he kept blowing Myra off to be with Laura. Should just been with Myra. She was straight. Yeah, rest in peace, Myra or whatever. But I wish I knew her real name, intern Bud, so I wouldn't have to say her character name, RP. Her character ain't died.
All right.
Talking about-
What else you got for me?
That's it. I'm just saying though. All right, so we cool on that. So we was gonna talk about black masculinity.
Talk about it.
Bria said talk about it. Matt,
What else
Matt,
do you? I mean,
Matt said, plenty of stuff to
I
talk
just
about.
got going.
Matt said it's not an issue or whatever, black masculinity. I think it is because I think it's toxic and that it's like it's bringing the narrative of African Americans down overall because I feel like we all want to be so hard at all times or whatever. Everything we look at it as in a masculine way or whatever. Like everything got to be like we got to be hard. You a nigga step on your shoes in the club, I got to whoop his ass. A nigga bump you the wrong way, you got to whoop his ass. Like I feel like we overly masculine. But Matt thinks we not overly masculine. So Matt, you go ahead and go first, man, and tell us why you think this is not an issue.
Because I've bumped into other black men and we say excuse me and going on about our day. But I don't live in the jungle.
All the time? I would say all the time?
I don't live in the jungle, but I don't feel like even when I go to places considered hood and all of that I have to put on this new skin to fit in. They accept me as a nerd. and they treat me with the same respect due to any other man. But that's because I guess I hang around people who are like, killing people don't make you a man.
Yeah, that's true.
We done
You
figured
hang
that
around
out,
people
right?
who you alike. I agree with that.
Not even that. I don't hang around killers. I feel like that's another small group.
But it ain't necessarily got to be a murder. A nigga get in a fight about that stuff or whatever. Marcus, what you think, bro?
Again, like with all things, even if it's not like a big percentage, it's a small percentage of people who believe that them pushing the gay agenda is, hurting the black community.
Emasculating black men.
Yeah. There's a percentage of people who feel that way. I hate to say that, but there is. If you, again, like I said, take for instance, there's a character on not Power. What's the other show? Empire.
The one that shit trash.
It's a trash. It's a trash show.
It's a horrible show.
It's a trash show. But again, people see a gay character in that and they say, "Why are they showing all these gay characters on TV, man? Why are they trying to push this gay shit,
Make
across
us
the
not hard. They want to make us not men."
That's not a problem. But for the older generation of people, they believe that.
I don't think it's old niggas.
You don't
I think
it's
it's
old
just niggas in general. Like, I know old niggas and young niggas who feel like that. Like
Okay,
that.
see,
They
I come
tryna-
across with older
They trying to
gentlemen.
demasculate us. I don't know. Matt weird because Matt don't be on he don't get on social media.
I'm a human.
But you're not.
That's what humans do nowadays. Like that is the big. That's a
modern human. Because modern humans, social media is.
older.
I would say, how much time? Bud, look up intern. Bud, look up how much time the average person spends on Facebook a day.
Yeah, that's what he- that's
my
what-
generation. I want to know how many World War II vets are on Facebook.
I ain't worried about the World
How many World War II vets are still?
It's a generation.
I'm talking about us, these niggas, us niggas.
I got
Like,
like 300 friends on Facebook. I be talking.
That is nothing.
that's
I
how you
got
can tell
37 likes for a comment once. I'm hot.
That's how you can tell, Matt.
so I'm
Don't
not
be on
different.
Facebook, man. 300 friends ain't shit, bro. Like that's like yeah. So
37% of 300 ain't shit.
yeah, man. See, I really do like. I really do.
Interesting.
I do respect your opinion a lot, man. For real. But I do think a lot of times your opinion is skewed because you don't get on social media.
I don't
and you
live in a bubble.
Yeah, you don't.
This
You
podcast
do
got
live
real
in a
personal
bubble.
today.
My whole family is black.
Yeah.
The whole tree, as far as I can see, is
There you
African
go.
Americans.
You light skinned, my brother. It's a white man there somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, if you dig deep enough, you're gonna get to the middle of the earth. That's what they say.
I think about this masculinity thing is we're looking at the effects, but we're not looking at the causes of why black men feel like they have to be that way.
So what's the cause?
Well, of course, it traces back from slavery, and when the white man used to, I guess, demasculate
Demasculate the slaves. Say it,
them,
Bria. Say
or
it.
whatever. We all know about that.
Right.
And it trickles down to black men being like considered, I guess, like unimportant, or they have all these stereotypes on them, and they need attention and they want attention. So they play on that masculinity in order to feel like they're somebody. I don't feel like it's just like a thing, or I just want to kill somebody, or I want to fight somebody today. I think that they are just projecting that. Hey, I'm somebody, and I want you to pay attention to me, and you're not gonna try me.
I think
what
that's
it's
part
about.
of it. What you just said is absolutely correct. I feel like they feel like, I feel like a lot of black men feel like one you could take a lot of stuff from them, their finances, their this, their that, but you can't take my manhood.
Right.
I feel
That's
like
one thing you can't take.
Yeah, that's part of what they feel. But I also feel like they misguided and they don't realize like just because a nigga bump you don't mean that they taking your manhood,
But
or
it
just
might-
because a nigga say you a bitch don't mean they taking your manhood.
I'm sorry, but yeah, it's kind of like the prison mentality. There are going to be environments. There's places around the world to where if a man can bump you and you don't say nothing, you just might not walk away with all your stuff. Mm-hmm. He at least gonna give it a shot to take it.
And
So,
plus, I hate to cut you off.
yeah, go ahead.
They may feel like black men may feel like they're being represented in a wrong way.
Exactly.
And I think honestly, I think that's what it comes down to, because they see a gay black man, they may feel like a white person will look at that gay black man and be like, yeah, that's what represents the black man.
It's a lot of them because it's 4 people on the show and they're gonna white.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, I'm saying,
Right, yeah.
These are
you
good
understand what I'm
yeah.
saying? So I think that's what it comes down to. It feeds into that, the strong black man narrative, and if you're not a strong black man, then they have a problem with that.
Yeah,
And that's
I do
another
agree
good
with that.
point.
I do
Good
agree
point.
with that. I think they think that it take away from you being a strong black man, and like
I like
when they
that.
see,
Yeah,
yeah, when they,
usually how it
I
is.
have to put it in quotations because I think it's all
It's a saying.
hyperbole.
Yeah, it's a saying. It's definitely a saying
It's just
nowadays.
like when Michael Sam got drafted or whatever, right? All these dudes or whatever that got drafted was kissing their girlfriend.
Their girlfriends.
Right,
They
and
heterosexual
then Michael
partners.
Sam kissed this dude, and it was like 30 seconds, or not even 30 seconds. That's a long time. It was like 5
2
seconds.
minutes.
It,
like
wasn't 2 minutes.
Oh my
It
God.
might have felt
Bro,
like
they
2
making
minutes.
out. They were playing like a montage of it. It happened 6 times in like a minute and a half. Then I switched channels while I was viewing it, and it was on that channel too. And the
Right.
reason I switched is because we had kids in the house, and that's not something I'm trying to explain to a 4-year-old.
Exactly.
That I don't
You
care.
don't want to
I
explain
don't
what
care.
to a 4-year-old.
Homosexuality.
That there's men who like other men.
No.
You damn right.
That's easy to explain. Watch this. Hey, there's men who like other men. That's just
Not
part
for-
of life.
That's
Not
not,
for-
for, a 4-year-
no.
That's not 4-year-old
Nah, bro.
appropriate. That's foolishness.
I don't think it's hard to explain.
Do you explain to your kid how you pay the light bill when they full? Listen, the reason I'm writing out this money order is so that we can have electricity, so you can play your game.
You don't.
It ain't time.
You don't explain why a man and a woman are kissing a 4-year-old either, right?
I don't.
Absolutely. I agree with you.
I don't.
I
I
get
don't.
what you're saying. He doesn't.
Why don't you explain why a man and a woman kiss to a 4-year-old?
It's not.
It's not time yet. Simply.
Therefore,
That's why I make cigarettes.
So the 4-year-olds are in the house, and we just watched 30 some odd dudes kiss their woman, and we didn't explain it to the kid.
Absolutely.
So then when we watch this dude kiss the man, why we just won't explain it again?
It's not nothing. But
We don't explain either situation. We just
Right.
change the channel.
But did you
and-
change
no,
it
no,
to
no.
30 times when a man kissed the woman? Because hell no, they ain't changing.
And
it.
I don't make them. and I
Don't
don't
even try to play me like that.
But I make them leave the room when they see me kiss a woman. I don't explain that to them.
Okay, so if you're gonna be consistent, and I'm not saying you wasn't, man, I'm just saying if a nigga gonna be consistent, and when a woman kiss a man on the channel, they turn the channel. I'm cool with that. And then when the man kisses a man, they turn the channel. I'm cool with that. But if you don't turn the channel when the man kissed the woman, don't turn the channel when the man kissed the man.
What's
Because
wrong
if
with
you-
that?
What are you talking about?
Why?
if that's my opinion, that's how I want to raise my house. If
What
I
you
want my
mean?
kids to say, "Hey, it's okay for men and women to kiss," and it's not okay, or I don't want you to see
That's
men
what
and
you're
men.
saying. You're saying it's not okay.
I'm not the majority. Just because the majority feel that way don't mean I have to feel like that way in my own house. What you're not gonna do is take my choice from me.
Yeah.
That's what you're not gonna do.
I think what Anthony is inferring is that you're changing the channel when two men are kissing each other because you think that it's wrong.
Because I thought I was
Okay, and if I do, so what?
Comedy.
I mean, well, he
It's
may
a
disagree with
horror.
that.
That's fine.
Your kid, regardless in life.
Oh, that wasn't directed towards you though. That was like in
No,
general.
it's cool.
Okay, I was
I went
like,
before today.
ooh, I'm not yelling at you. It just makes me mad when people do that.
But
Don't
no,
do
here's
that.
my thing. Here's my thing. Your kid, don't be saying get his ass.
I don't have to accept it.
I don't. I really don't.
It's one level of things.
Okay, I'm glad you said that word. Tolerant. Turning the channel is not being tolerant.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Because
Yes,
you're
it
not.
is.
You turning the channel. You said
You know what I'm not
we
trying to
will
do?
not allow this in my
I'm not
house.
trying
That's
to. I'm not
tolerance.
trying to deny them the right to do it. We're not letting meth heads in my
Let me tell you
kitchen.
something.
But nobody thinks that's wrong, huh?
Especially if my 4-year-old is watching.
Exactly.
Meth is universally frowned upon.
No,
But no, it's not.
Okay, besides white people in the trailer, meth is universally
Some
frowned
people think
upon.
meth is okay.
In Middleburg.
Nobody should think meth is okay. See, but I can say that.
But I gotta think that boys kissing boys is okay.
Yeah,
That's a double
'cause it's two different
standard.
things. It's two different things.
But I
whatever.
like meth.
But my choice is still the same.
Well, then you do your meth.
Don't choose what I love.
Then you can't choose what I
But you
want.
don't. But when the thing with kids, when a child is gay or when somebody's gay, they just gay. You're not influencing them to be gay. You don't make them gay. So if you turn it off, you're already putting a narrative in their head that this is negative. They're going to have to go through life and experience gay people, and they're gonna be like, ugh, gay person.
And then when they get older, they can make the choice for themselves.
Those may be
But no,
associations.
that's not true. See, that's not true. Wait a second. No, the whole, when you get older, you can make the choice for yourself. That's not true because however you raise, you choose those because you value
It's
those
not true.
values.
I was raised in a Christian home. My parents believe in the Bible, so of course they believe that being gay is against everything that ever you should do. I got to college, and they were totally against me hanging around anybody that was of that nature, whatever you want to call it, whatever. Yeah. My best friend all through college was a lesbian, and my dad is a pastor, totally against it. Oh, that's gonna give the wrong connotation of who you are and blah blah blah. Because I'm a tomboy, I dress a certain type of way. I don't dress all cute and whatever like that. So he thought that she was gonna influence me. Never influenced me, and for 5 years we've been friends.
So if she didn't influence you, why
So-
would we think that Michael Sam kissing a boy on TV would influence our kids?
That does not.
It's about exposure.
Right.
It's about exposure. There's a reason I don't like Bolivian food.
Right. Because it's gross. But that being said,
I don't know that. And how
I've
can you
had
say
it.
that?
I've
How
had
can you
it.
say that about all Bolivian food? Because you've had one meal.
the one meal told the story. But
So
that being said-
you're changing the channel because you don't want them to be exposed to it.
I'm not interested in watching that. Like I said, I was watching a comedy. It turned into a horror. I changed it. I changed the channel. If I did it with Netflix, you wouldn't be mad.
my thing is,
I don't like zombie movies. I was looking for vampires.
My thing
I
is-
changed the channel.
why? Okay, it's just, but my thing with the whole
It's not
choosing
bigger
your
than
life,
that.
choosing to be friends with somebody who gay is. That's a whole different situation than saying that your kid choosing to be gay, because you didn't choose to be gay or not gay. You just chose to be friends with them. You chose to be cool and be a sociable, tolerant person. But saying that, oh, I'm going to not expose my kids and have a negative tone.
My
and
4-year-old is
But
what I
listen to
said.
what I'm saying. If you anything, let's not even say the homosexuality thing. Anything. If you take oranges and the whole time because you hate oranges because you had a bad experience, and the whole time you raise a child and say oranges are nasty, oranges are nasty. When that kid get old, they gonna say oranges are nasty. Period. Because you influence them because you're such a heavy influence on your kid's life. Just like when we go to the religion thing, I'm an atheist or whatever, right? I was Baptist, Southern Baptist for a long time. Why? Because my grandma was like that, and that's how I was raised.
And when you got older and you made your own choice,
I was 27.
you got older.
That shit ruined my
It don't matter.
Well, that's a whole nother podcast.
I
I
will
say it ruined my life. Go ahead.
With the oranges thing, I will say
Rise.
him changing the channel and then you telling, not having oranges or telling your kid that oranges are bad are two completely different things. Because as for that kid, that 4-year-old, if he changes the channel, then he just changed the channel. He has no idea why he just changed that channel. But if you're telling your kid that oranges are bad, he believes that oranges is bad because you've told him that. But him changing the channel isn't him saying that, being gay is bad.
Well, like I said, if you're gonna be consistent and you just don't want to address sexuality with your 4-year-old, I respect that and I big up that, because I think we over sexualize things to children, and I think children are over sexualized. So I respect that. But the only thing I'm saying is, if it's a gay person and you always negative about gay people, your kid's gonna think gay people negative. It's a reason
It's
why.
not, but it's a 4-year-old. We're not announcing, ladies and gentlemen, change the channel. There are boys kissing on this. But because it's about limiting exposure. If I was watching a commercial and it turned into Victoria's Secret and my 4-year-old daughter's watching TV, we're clicking the channel.
Right.
It could be a woman and a
And that's what
man
I'm saying.
selling cologne.
The
We're
sexuality
changing the
of it,
channel.
I'm
It's
cool
not-
with that. But okay. So you know, how long are you going to do that? And are you going to? I'm talking about for the people who do it just for gay people. Because you saying you do it for sexuality things, period. That's cool. But I know people.
appropriate.
I know people who let their kids watch whole sex scenes on movies. But with the Michael saying, saying
Who are you
they
talking
turn it.
about?
A bunch of people. Come on, bro. Kids are over sexualized, man. For real.
So
Let me tell you something. My daughter got a Snapchat, right? Her friend got a little Snapchat too or whatever. So I follow all her friends. You know why? Because you ain't about to be Snapchatting with nobody I ain't looking at. You know what her friend said now my daughter's in 5th grade. You know what her friend said on Snapchat the other day? Suck a big dick. Now, you know what Anna ain't never said out her mouth? That. At least where I can hear it. But guess what? That's her friend. So clearly they talking about that type of shit while I'm not around. So kids are overly sexualized. So if you're talking about the sexual aspect of it, I respect that and I understand that, but I don't want to get it twisted. There is a negative connotation on gay people, and this goes back to the masculinity thing. We as black people hate being perceived as gay or not hard so much that we go out of our way to make it an issue
You mean
every
something I'm
time.
not. I'm mad about. Don't call me anything about black people. Get mad if you call them a thief.
I don't
and
give a
stole
fuck what
nothing.
nobody
They get
call
mad
me.
if you call them a liar and you telling
And
the
they-
truth. People will fight about that.
Absolutely. But again, I do understand what you're saying. Like I said, it always comes down to not being portrayed as a strong black man.
Right.
So I get what you're saying. But I also get what you're saying.
I'm a strong black man.
Absolutely. Cool.
So
But also, black people, it's a lot of black people who feel like if you're gay, you can't be a strong black man.
There are some
because you're
people
gay.
like that.
That's retarded. You can be a strong
and that's
black
the,
man
and that's the
gay.
percentage that we're talking about
some
right
black
now.
people like Nutella. I don't get it.
It's delicious.
It's just some.
You don't like Nutella?
No,
okay.
I don't. Yeah, I
You
don't.
don't like
really- I
Nutella?
could
So
care
It's
less.
not like-
eating Nutella's a white thing.
Hold on. You a Nutella.
I love
You made it the
Nutella.
ladies.
I love Nutella. At first I was kind of iffy about it, but I put it on some waffles and I was like, this is delicious.
Who exposed you
Intern Bud, look up the percentage of race of who eat Nutella.
in their house.
Actually,
Okay.
Wendy introduced me to Nutella. Marcus old lady.
Yeah, she didn't try me with that shit. Okay.
She tried you with that.
yeah, no.
Wendy, you watching the pod? Marcus said you tried him when you gave him Nutella.
Had to cut that shit out. Had to cut that shit out.
Nutella's delicious. Shout out to Nutella, man. We will be a sponsor.
Not all of us.
The Waffle House thing.
I bet Matt eat it if you a sponsor Nutella. Intern Bud just got us some percentages. The survey conducted in 1991 says.
What year is it?
What the fuck?
Don't read that. That's not.
Hey,
It's not
like,
accurate.
It's not like niggas looking at Nutella all the time. 60% of Nutella consumers are slated. So 60% of people eat Nutella on toast. Boy, get out of here with that.
Oh, that is not a waffle thing.
Speaking of waffles, the Waffle House incident.
Oh yeah, let's go on some of these current event things real quick.
I think we've got off topic.
Oh, God.
We always get off topic. This bro,
Oh,
this is the
that-
blackest podcast.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So Coretta Scott King's granddaughter came out and said that we need to boycott Waffle House because within 2 weeks they've had 2 back-to-back incidents
Which is ridiculous.
of them doing that. But see, it's a narrative that's going
Incidents
around.
such as
How many Waffle Houses are there?
The first
I'm
one,
not on
remember
social
Tank
media.
explained to us that the girl wanted plastic silverware. They told her she had to pay for it. She said, I ain't paying for it. They called the police. Police threw her on the ground
I saw that
or
video.
whatever,
Okay.
basically sexually assaulted her. And then the
Had
second one now, I'm
topless.
not.
I haven't seen
yeah,
that.
they
They
pulled her
snatched
breast out and she was like, "Yeah, let me cover myself up. And they just kept like basically beating on her while she was on the ground. We'll get it for you after the podcast.
haven't
Also,
seen that
with the Waffle House incident this previous week, prom season out. People go to Waffle House after prom, which they should have been boycotting Waffle House because of the first reason, but whatever. So these black kids, this black dude actually took his sister to prom. I'm not sure of why they got asked to leave the Waffle House or whatever, but they left the Waffle House. They was outside. The police and him got into a verbal altercation, and the police slammed him up against the glass and started beating him up and stuff like that or whatever. Waffle House came out again and said the police was right. So Coretta Scott King's granddaughter came out and was like, yo, stop eating Waffle House if y'all black. Boycott it. But I think it's a bigger issue going on right now because not just like with that, with Waffle House, it's like you need to be aware of what's up. You had the Starbucks thing, you had the Waffle House thing, you had Bob Marley's granddaughter leaving the Airbnb and they called the police on it and was like, oh, black people coming out of the house or whatever. And then the police was calling on the girl at Yale who was sleeping in the common area of the student union or whatever.
White people really testing their,
Yeah,
they
white
testing
people
their
just-
limits.
yeah,
they just like
yeah.
all of
White
a sudden
people-
it's like,
white people-
oh,
yeah, they just
start
they
calling the
just do
cops
whatever
on
they
people.
want.
Niggas getting
One of my
killed.
boys was like, yeah, so Howleys just doing whatever they want or whatever. Shout out to my boy Edson for telling me that new slang for white people, how they call what they call white people in Guam, Howleys. Howleys out here doing whatever they want, calling the police on you anyways, regardless of what you are. You just gonna get called on because you black. So I don't know what we supposed to do about that because I don't think we can improve that situation because that's what white people doing what they want to do.
I feel like one thing we can do is the same things that we do. Is one, I don't go anywhere where people are surprised to see black people.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is, I don't go anywhere to be somebody's first experience with African American culture. I don't go to those places. Secondly, when I do go places, I'm respectful of the fact that I'm not in my house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So if you treat people with respect, I get it all the time. The exterminator came to the house today, and you know what we talked about the whole time? Trump, because he thought we were so cool. And I was like, man, you're just not aware. And I don't care. Kill the bugs. And I feel like when I go to Waffle House, shouts out to Candace, we love it, don't we? We don't have issues. We can go 2 in the afternoon, 2 in the morning because we carry ourselves in a way that's like, you don't need to call the police to ask me to leave. Ask me to leave. I'm going to get up and go.
I don't think how many Waffle Houses are there? You know,
Thousands.
Too
You know what I mean?
It's
So-
too many.
It's
One on
7.
every exit. Yeah,
That's like the spot, man, for black people too. What?
Yeah, I don't think protesting Waffle House is going to do anything.
You're right. Boycott that shit. Don't protest.
You mean police are the problem?
I'm strong with the boycott.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why are we protesting Waffle House and not the police? Because Waffle House didn't
because
throw them.
The same reason we're not boycotting Starbucks because Starbucks came out and said what the police did was dead ass wrong, and we ain't with that shit. Waffle House came out and was like, big up to the police, throw them niggas out.
Are black people
So boycott their ass.
Are we allowed to eat at Waffle House? And we've all
By the
tried
way,
it.
2,100 Waffle
know.
House locations
You
in
know,
America, so we know y'all in
Appreciate
25 states. Thanks, Intern Bud.
And this is
Shout out to Mason Dixon.
2 incidents at Waffle House out of the however many you were talking about.
But the Memphis bus incident was one incident. Rosa Parks, that shit happened.
No. The thing with Rosa Parks was there were rules in place saying that black people couldn't sit in the front of the bus. Whoever you are, not because Rosa Parks was
Chick-fil-A
showing
was
out
going
on the
incident.
bus.
And with the kid that got in the kid from prom that got into it with the dude, that's what's going to happen anytime in any establishment.
Right, you do have to be aware of that.
If
I
you get
agree
into
with
it with
that.
someone, they're going to tell them
You
to
black,
get.
the police gonna throw your ass up against the wall. That's just what they gonna do.
If you go to Holland,
I think that Dutch police are nice. Don't put that on Holland.
What I'm
Hollis.
Oh,
Like that word Hollis.
Oh yeah, Hollis. Okay.
what I'm saying is that if someone came to your job and got into it with you, they're going to call the police on them and escort them out, not you. It's going to be the same wherever you go.
Even if they're
Right.
white.
Okay. Well, what
Even
about?
even if they're white, they're not gonna be like, Anthony, you need to get out of here.
Sir, you're fired.
You ever been the bottoms up? That shit might not go like that. But what about Bob Marley's granddaughter at the Airbnb? Or what about Shorty sleeping at Yale? They ain't doing shit.
They not Waffle House.
What you supposed to do? So should we boycott Yale? What we supposed to do then? Like that's my thing. Like I get what Matt's saying about we act a certain way or whatever. We can't keep saying that, man.
I don't say it.
At this point, you can't do anything. You can't convince white people to do what you want them to do.
Why do we keep
Yes, you
trying?
can.
Why do
No.
exactly? Why do you keep
Matt
doing
said
that?
we can. How we can, man?
You can't get white people to respect you as an individual.
How?
The way I do, by carrying myself the way my parents raised me.
And that's
So,
what I'm saying.
good
But not
sense,
by
treating people right.
regurgitating the same thing that people have been saying since you were a kid or since Rosa Parks was a kid. You know what I'm saying? We keep regurgitating the same exact
it's a different
thing.
fight now. We talking about 80 years ago to 50 years ago. Like you said, when you was in the 7th grade, that was 20 years ago. When you put it into context,
I ain't that old.
that we were we came in shackles, and now 99.9% of us eat at Waffle House, and it's not a problem.
Man, I'm gonna tell you like this here.
I agree.
If I'm leaving an Airbnb and the police get called on me just because I'm black coming out of house or whatever, I'm gonna get an attitude.
Is that
if
all it was?
if I'm at that's literally what they said. They said they didn't recognize you when you walked out of this house, and they was like, "This is an Airbnb."
The neighbors
Yeah, the neighbors called.
who aren't used to seeing black people come out that house, saw black people and got suspicious.
But the thing been an Airbnb for 2 years.
That don't mean
so
that
people come
black
in.
people-
Wait, but that's my point. That's my point. Strangers come in and out of that bitch all the time. Now that you see some niggas coming out, it's a problem.
All of a sudden it's a
Same
problem.
thing with the Waffle House thing. If a white person would have asked them for some plastic damn silverware and said they not paying the 50 cent, it wouldn't have been all that shit. Same thing with the damn chick sleeping in Yale. If there was a white woman sleeping in the common area at Yale,
We don't know that,
the police
though.
would have been. Ain't no white woman ever been called. on
How many
police in the
How many
common area.
Waffle House were there again?
How many times you done heard about somebody getting talk about the police at Waffle House, Marcus?
That's not a big story. A white person getting kicked out of a Waffle House wouldn't blow up, but a black person getting kicked out of Waffle House, nigga, that's front page news.
So you saying that you think it's equally hated, at, like it's equally done at the Waffle House? You saying that niggas getting kicked out of Waffle House the same way white people getting kicked out of Waffle House? Come on now, Marcus, that's what you're saying?
Even if that was the case, that's one. I guarantee you, there's probably another one that got a white person that got kicked out of a Waffle House. Because again, you just brought to me one situation.
Okay, so the Yale thing. Niggas sleep in that common area. I went to college. I've
Yeah,
been in the
niggas
common
sleep in
area
common
before. You've been in
areas
the common
all
area
the
before.
time.
You've been in the common area before.
At a black school.
At a black school, so
At a
when
black
you out of this, both of y'all out of this.
Black
Both of y'all
people.
out of this. Matter of fact, y'all both went to HBCUs. I went to University of Florida or whatever, right? Niggas sleep in the common area of the dorm all the time.
Nigga
like
niggas?
niggas,
What
like
they-
black niggas
And
all the time.
So that means they're on the campus.
Right, but see, it's Florida, so it's niggas everywhere. Yale,
Okay.
but wait, Yale, it don't matter. See, that's my thing. Don't give no quarters to anybody or whatever who trying to take away you talking about taking away your manhood, your dignity. They saying just because you black, you can't sleep here. I'm calling the police.
They're not saying
I
that.
would fucking raise hell too.
There's an awareness that we have to understand. Everybody is not going to be enlightened. Everybody's not going to wake up at the same time to the facts of life. There are going to be people who have been exposed to situations that they're not prepared to handle. Okay, and that's fine that they messed up. What's
And he
not
just-
fine
yeah, he
that
was-
they mess up that same way again. It would be one thing if we were saying all these incidents happened at the same Waffle House. Then I'm team, you know what, something got to change. But if it happened one time on Dunn Avenue And one time on 103rd, through all the kids who went to prom,
When was Waffle House established? You know what I'm saying?
like, right.
Waffle House used to be segregated though, so it's kind of like Cracker Barrel.
Kinda like
so
America.
you don't want to bring up the history of Waffle
it's
House.
kinda
'cause
like
it used to be
America.
segregated.
What I'm saying is that I understand what you're saying. This one incident does not mean that we should protest the couple thousand Waffle House that just probably gonna stay
2100 according to intern Bud.
It's 2100. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it's a cost.
Because
Yeah, it's not a call for that.
I don't
That's-
even eat Waffle
That's
House
a
anyway, so I
particular
don't care.
incident.
The first Waffle House opened in 1955. Thanks, intern Bud.
I appreciate that. Wakanda forever.
That being said, though, I'm just saying, me as a black man personally or whatever, I get what y'all saying, like act a certain way, do whatever. I'ma act the way I act. I'm black.
how you act?
The way I act, the same way y'all see me every day. That's how I am everywhere I go.
How do you act? They don't all know you.
I don't know.
personally.
I don't even know how to explain how I act. But what I'm saying is, whoever you are, be who you are. This is how I feel about black people. Regardless, whoever you are, be who you are, or whatever. That shit should be respected.
I
Because
think
you know
that's
what?
to avoid a situation like that happening. I think that I would not be who I am for that split second for me not to get beat up by a police officer.
Then you know what, man?
I'm just saying. I'm just.
Let me
That
tell
ain't
you
your fight
If
for
he
the
tell
night.
me, hey, I gotta get out of here. Hey, mom, come pick me up. You gotta do.
Tank,
You know what I mean?
But
Like I
that's the
just
smarter thing to do. Let me get out of
exactly.
this
I'm not gonna
situation.
get
It's
my
not
behind
acting
whooped
how I act.
voluntarily by.
But no.
That's not how they thinking.
When an authority figure says leave, if you at somebody's house showing out at their barbecue and they daddy come downstairs and say, hey, that one got to go. You gon' nah, pops, I'm here for the real.
Even
Right.
if you aren't acting up, I'm still gonna leave.
It's time to go.
It's time to go.
this ain't my
Just to keep
house.
myself out of the situation that I do not want to be in.
I don't even want to
Matter of
be
fact,
in.
I don't even like y'all kitchen anyway. This house is dirty as fuck. I'm out.
There you go.
You know, I'm
Talk your junk on the way
You ain't
out.
gonna see me
Talk
leave
on the way
easily. I'm just gonna walk out.
Shout out to Tank and Kendra. I hope y'all enjoying y'all anniversary, happy third anniversary to y'all and all that good stuff. Nigga, I wish you was here right now, because I'm telling you that I'm on some militant shit about this, because let me tell you something, the narrative, we are never going to be, let me tell you something. Black people are always told we need to be white. Period. Regardless of how you look at it, they want us to be a certain way. I get what y'all saying. I'm not shitting on what y'all saying about act this way, act that way, whatever. Niggas get killed for just doing normal shit. So it's like, okay, so you were saying like if the cop come up to you and say so and so and so, if it's within your rights to say no, say fucking no. But then when we say no, like you said, we get our ass beat. So until we start saying it's wrong for us to get our ass beat when we do shit within our rights, we gonna keep getting our ass beat. I'm not, if something come up and it's within my rights to say what I want to say or whatever, I'm going to fucking say it. Whether that mean my ass get whipped or not. Because you know what? I have the right as a man and an American citizen to do that shit. It's too much of that whole, well, let's act like this so we let this go and let that go. Nah, bro, fuck that.
I think that we are fighting in the wrong way now. It is 2018. There can't be no more, oh, if I have the right to be here, because they don't care. They do not care. How about we care and start graduating from college and get into politics and become senators and judges and change laws and things like that? How about we do that to change things? You know Matt gonna get in you.
I mean, we do, but not at a higher rate, not at the rate that we need to make change.
Perhaps we're not.
Y'all niggas go vote.
perhaps
Real
we're
quick,
not
shout out to
moving-
Alvin Brown. Y'all go vote for Alvin Brown.
The wheels of progress aren't spinning fast enough for you.
That's
and
what it
that's gonna
is.
happen. And for some people, they never thought we'd get this far in a lifetime.
It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, we still got grandparents.
It wasn't that long ago.
that went through those things.
It takes
You know what I'm saying?
time.
For
It
real.
takes
They
time.
have pictures of the
Seriously.
civil rights movement, and they don't have pictures of the Dark Ages. Like,
Right.
it's not as far
It
back
wasn't
as you
that
think,
long ago.
and we're moving so much further forward.
Like it's
Yeah, I'm over here crying for the black man. He's gonna be all right. He's gonna be all right.
people are saying that it's wrong that we're getting beat and killed for speaking up. Read the comments, but you don't see very many people saying, you know what, like you said, I'm just gonna step away, I'm gonna walk away. That's what you should do, because obviously us saying, hey, no, I don't need to be kicked out of here because I ain't doing nothing, ain't working.
It ain't working.
We're, again,
So why
we're
would you keep doing
regurgitating
it?
the same thing.
So when you step out and you leave, then how you change that narrative so next time that don't happen?
Because you know what? Now that we're white person has seen, they will find at some point, or they won't, because that's not my concern. That you know what? When I was wrong that day, because people have bad days, And you know what? He didn't cuss me out like he thought I would. I did tip.
That breaks
and I
up
just
the
got up
stereotype
out of here.
just a little
And so
bit.
now he's had
Enough.
that experience.
I'm
I
just
have
saying.
not been
Fuck them
around
all.
enough white people to say that all of them hate me in their heart.
Absolutely.
I don't think all white people hate me at all. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, as a society, they're going to accept me and respect me. Because let me tell you something. You know how many times I just seen this the other day or whatever. I was at a Foo Fighters concert or whatever here in Jacksonville, and a white man was arguing with the damn police. Arguing with him, like arguing, because the police say, "Hey man, chill out on such and such." I didn't hear what that part was, and the white dude was like, "Fuck you, bro, get the fuck out of here," blah blah blah. You know what happened to that white dude? Not a motherfucking thing. But you know what would have happened to me? Like Bria said, I would have got my ass beat. So until that point comes, I'm gonna say the same shit that white man saying, because I don't want my rights later or when the wheels start turning. I want my rights right fucking now. I don't need my rights when I'm dead. I don't need them when I'm dead.
What is-
Fuck that?
But it's not about you. It's a bigger picture.
Okay,
Now
but
we're talking.
okay.
We're talking about all of Wakanda, my
So
brother.
we talking about all of Wakanda,
Yeah,
whatever, shout
man.
out. But if we talking about all of Wakanda and we want all niggas to get better, I don't understand how assimilating and falling into the shell of the white man is gonna get you better.
But if it happened when you dead, it still happened.
I don't give a fuck about that. I'm talking about me. This is some selfish shit I'm talking about right now.
I was gonna say you being selfish. It's
I
not
can't
about
use-
you.
I can't use rights when I'm dead. I want to go to Waffle House now.
Your kids
I want it
can.
smothered and covered today, not when I'm in the
But she
grave.
can. Anna can.
You can have
Anna
it,
can. Shout out to Anna
but
for
what you
having
need
it.
to do is go in there, sit down, order you an All-Star, get your drink on, eat your food, pay and go home.
There you go.
And you won't have nan bit of problem. I
There you
promise
go.
you. If you respect people's place like you want them to respect you in your house,
But that's
you
just not, to me, that's not simply true because
isn't it people spitting on you when you walk around?
Shorty who was sleeping in the common area at Yale is a student at Yale, and she just like, I'm tired, I'm gonna sleep on this couch like everybody else do.
Well,
And
she was writing her
couldn't
paper
do it.
and she fell asleep.
Yeah,
she was writing
she
the paper.
couldn't do it. That's my point. Like, even when you do behave like them, you don't get it. You don't get the same equality. So what y'all want to do, man?
But-
do y'all want to be equal, or do y'all want to live in the fucking same oppressive system?
Have you?
not.
Where's this happen at?
This Yale.
Yeah.
Have you been to Yale?
I haven't been to Yale. They won't let a nigga in the gates.
They did.
They have.
I'm talking about me.
I was gonna say they have.
3.8 GPA is not good enough for
Even
you.
black women.
But what I'm saying is that how do we know throughout Yale's history that a white person has never been kicked off a couch?
How do we even
For
know?
sleeping
How
on
do
a-
we know that the person who called wasn't used to seeing African Americans on Yale's campus? What if she's the black woman who uses the library?
There was
That the one, just the black girl.
What if it was the librarian's first day or whoever called, and they were like, "Yo, sure, supposed to be colors in here." How old were these people? You know what I'm saying?
ain't no excuse for that.
Because if a white kid, Todd, comes and it's like, yeah, I was kicked off that couch last week.
Wait, Todd, if you out there, you better come say some shit. Because Todd don't exist, my nigga. Like that, I understand what you're saying, Marcus.
Absolutely.
And you being like a little bit of a devil's advocate, a little bit.
A little bit, sometimes,
A little bit.
you know.
But let me tell you something, my nigga. That ain't how it work.
I don't think it work like that
Because
either.
Philando Castile, you show me the bodies of the white man who said, "Officer, I have a legal gun in this car," and then the officer say, "Reach for your wallet." That's in the opposite place of the gun, and they got shot 7 times in front of their kids. You show me them white
that's
bodies.
so different. That's so
But that's a
different.
black
and
man
that's what
doing
we
some
speak
shit
to.
that-
And that's what we're speaking to.
That guy was Hispanic, by the way.
What
The dude, he was Asian.
He was
thought.
Asian.
He was
It
Asian.
don't matter because they all hate niggas. Go ahead, continue.
God.
They do.
what I want to say is, yes, the Philando Castile. Right, that's why we had a show where we talked about unarmed African Americans being killed in situations that it shouldn't have escalated that fast. That's the issue I'm saying that we address in our interactions. If I encounter a white person, you know what I'm not trying to be is overly hard or overly soft. I'm trying to be a man conducting himself as a respectful person.
Because they already got, when they
Because-
walk up to you, they already got the stereotype in their
and
head.
now they
You feel
talking
me?
about Trump with me while they're spraying the spiders, bro. How that happen? Because I'm sure he doesn't
But
encounter us. and his-
Philando Castile did everything he was supposed to do by the book. He died.
People lose their job every day who's
So
done
if I'm
what
gonna
they're
die,
supposed to.
that's my thing though.
Because somebody
that's my
don't like
point,
them.
though.
Any person don't like them.
If I'm gonna lose my job, if I'm gonna go to jail, if I'm gonna get shot anyways, then I'm gonna be me. That's
Who
how I
is
feel
that?
about it.
I see
I'm
your
not talking
point.
about. I'm not gonna go out. I'm not gonna go out trying to fit your narrative. If you gonna kill me anyways, even if I act right or if I act bad, if you gonna fucking arrest me anyways, if I get out and leave or stand up, or if I don't get out and leave, you gonna arrest me because that's what happened to the Starbucks dudes. They was getting up to leave.
But what impact would you
So
have?
are you finna turn into
What
a
you
get what I'm saying?
Are you
Doing
about to
the
turn
other
into a
thing.
super villain?
So what are you
I'm Dr.
saying?
Doom, my nigga.
So-
I want to destroy the earth. You must not know me.
What's the narrative? Walking away?
Like, what happened? I mean, are you,
But that's my thing.
Are you
Okay.
finding yourself in spots where you're having to check management every time you want to get you a little?
I do work
latte?
at bottoms up.
I mean, no. What I'm saying is, in your whole life, because there are crappy managers, and guess what? They're gonna be crappy the whole time because they're just crappy
Well,
managers.
praise Thor
but
that I
I-
haven't
but-
been through that. But if
But-
I do,
but
I'm
in
gonna be
your-
mean.
But in your general interactions with the public, are people spitting on you? Or are you carrying yourself in a way to make people feel threatened that cops are needed? When was the last time somebody called the cops on you?
I've actually never been arrested or
No.
never been in
When was
handcuffs.
the last time somebody called the cops on you?
I have.
Why you
Nobody's
out
ever
here?
called
Why
police
you
on
out
me.
here living
Unless
your
you
life
count,
the way
like,
you want to?
I'm about to say, unless you count my party too loud.
I've
or
had,
something like that.
There we
cops
go.
point their guns at me, and I'm still sitting here.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I Club Christopher's. I had a gun in my car. Pointed the gun at, threw me on the ground.
Who
I'm still
gun
there.
was it, Marcus?
One of mine.
We ain't here
This
for that.
ain't, no, I just want to know.
Dry
I
snitching.
just want
That
to
wasn't
know.
mine.
I just want to
That
know
wasn't-
because
that
like
wasn't
that
mine.
just shocked me. Like
Yeah.
I've known Marcus a long time. Nigga,
Yeah.
you had a gun
You
in the
thought
car?
you did.
Who are you?
Get your
Hey,
head
that's
bust.
a different, that's a different topic for a different time.
And like real talk, I get what everybody's saying. I respect everybody's opinion. I'm just saying, and you know, for me, my opinion is, if regardless, I'm gonna go out being me, cause I'm gonna die either way. That's how I feel about it. Whatever. I don't think that niggas get the leeway regardless if they acting right or they acting wrong. So when I look at a situation like that, Marcus, like you're right. Oh, how many white people been through this? I don't fucking know, but I know niggas get treated like shit. So I have to go with the narrative that this is uncommon. That's why I was saying on the previous pod, like it would be real good to wake up in the morning, go to work, get written up, and be like, oh, I got rolled up because I fucked up. And not have in the back of your mind like, damn, did they do that because I was black? Because so-and-so did the same thing and ain't nothing happened to them. You know what I'm saying?
Did they hire you because they had to for diversity?
Sometimes people do, but I'm
No,
just
no,
saying in
did they
general.
hire
I'm
you?
saying like it would feel good
None of us
to
earned our
not
jobs.
have that doubt in your mind in the back of your head. I get what y'all saying, but I don't have that. I got doubt, dog.
But people do that. You know, they do that. If she writes, so if you have a boss, right? Say her name's, I don't know, Rebecca, and she's an asshole. You guys know Rebecca, right? Say she's a bitch to everybody.
Right.
She writes Stanley up, white dude, because she's a bitch. Then she writes you up. Is she being racist or is she just a bitch?
No, see, and that's my point. That's my point. I
You
think
know,
she
because black
I think
people,
she
we
just
do that a
bitch.
lot.
No, I think she's just a bitch. But at the same time, I wanna know 100% she's just a bitch. I don't want to have in the back of my head like maybe, because here's my thing: if Stanley fucking drop a load or something, and that's against the rules, right? And Stanley don't get written up because she talked to Stanley in the office, but he don't get a write up. Then I drop a load, and she's like, "Hey, I gotta write you up or whatever." I want to know that she just wrote me up because of I did messed up more in the past, or I did this, or I did that, not because I'm black. Because in the back of my mind, I don't know. Because I'm in a setting a lot of times, bro, where something happened to me, and I'm like, damn. Like, I'm getting this. I literally got written up this year at my job, and a motherfucker told me, I got to write you up because I can't write up everybody else unless I write you up. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard. Because who know about a write-up? That's your personal information. And I told him straight up, that's dumb, bro. But I don't know if that was because I feel like a lot of stuff, and Bria worked with me, a lot of stuff that come to me is because I'm very openly black. Or whatever.
Not personally you. The situation.
No,
Or this,
I'm saying,
okay.
like, I'm very openly black. I don't give a fuck. I'm very openly black, and I feel like a lot of stuff that come to me is because I'm a black man who's outspoken. But I know a bunch of white dudes at my job that are outspoken, and shit don't happen to them ever. But I always get negative shit that happen to me. So I want to know that the negative shit that happened to me is just because I'm outspoken, not because I'm black and outspoken. When I feel comfortable with that, then I'll fall into your little narrative.
If she told you that she gave you reasons, and the reasons came out to be because you were fucking up, would you believe her?
I mean, I got to. I ain't no other way.
You ain't got to.
I mean,
You know she don't like
no, I mean, right. You know she
Yeah,
don't.
now it's
But
time.
for the thing, here's the thing. though.
It's not Rebecca's job to make you feel good about you being
Exactly. And here's the thing, and we gotta wrap it up. But here's the thing, though. When you get written up or some shit at a job, and a job saying, "Oh, I did this because you fucked up on this," you can't prove that they did it because they racist. Because all they gonna do is say, "What? That's ridiculous." Even if you know it is. You ain't never been in a situation where a racist person did some racist shit to you and you was like, damn, that's racist. And then you balled it up and you're like, I'm not racist. I just think Kaepernick should stand up. You know what I'm saying? You know, like you can't prove it because it's all opinion based and it's real hard to prove an opinion. That's why it's an opinion. You know what I'm saying? But I understand where y'all coming from. But me personally, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna fucking die like Anthony. I'm not
There you
dying
go.
like somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
That's
But
your
if y'all
right.
wanna, slide on up that bitch, live to fight another day and eat another waffle, good.
It's
Just-
too
Bigger
many people,
picture.
It's too many people counting on
bigger
me
picture.
to think
Yeah,
that
just-
I'm gonna raise a stinking Waffle House when my kid got to be to school on Monday morning.
That's true. Just make sure that you have one smothered and covered for your boy.
I have too, bro.
But we gonna go ahead on and wrap it up, man, because we tired of talking about Hollies and talking about. I love that shit. I'm calling white people Hollies all the time or whatever. So we tired of talking about them. But we gonna go ahead and go to the final thoughts. Real quick, I want to say that Hater Bear Media Group is doing its thing, and if you want to join and get your podcast started, holla at me. Like the page on Facebook. Bro, Listen Podcast is a subsidiary of Hater Bear Media Group. Matt, go ahead with your final thought, bro. Let me have it.
It's gonna be all right, bro. Like, don't worry about it. Life is supposed to be hard. Cause if it was easy, everybody would be fat, happy, and rich, bro. Somebody got to grind to get the wheels smooth. So just keep grinding,
Boy, that's deep.
nerd.
Somebody gotta grind to keep the wheels smooth. Boy, that's deep. What? Marcus, go ahead with your final thought, man.
Just, be a real nigga and think before you act.
Okay.
That's it, man.
Tank, I'm just saying that was way more civilized than any of your final thoughts. Out here talking about murdering 300 babies.
What?
Long story,
Oh, yeah,
inside joke.
Okay. Okay.
Bria, go ahead with your final thought, man.
If you really want to be woke and help the black community, think beyond yourself. Like, graduate from college, get into politics. A lot of black people don't want to get into politics. Get into it, because that's how things change. That's what we need to be focused on. Ain't nobody trying to fight the police and all that kind of crap. Nobody care about that no more.
It doesn't work.
Be smart and stay focused on the task at hand. Go ahead.
There you go. Cool. My final thought gonna be real simple or whatever. Set a goal, make a plan, execute. Whatever it is, if that's college, whatever, do it. Set a goal, make a plan, execute. But man, we appreciate everybody. Bro, Listen Podcast, number 9, the blackest podcast on the internet. All power to the people. Peace.